performs at the Pack Theater, which is here. We've also seen him on Nickelodeon, on Comedy Central, and he has a show that he's producing that will be performed here on September 13th called Shtick. Please give it up for Mikey Reid.
Oh my gosh. Hi everybody, how are we? I'm Mikey Reid. I got told this week that I look like a bisexual diversity hire on an all-white improv team. It's not true though. I'm not bisexual. I'm not that cool. I wish I was though, because the one thing that my girlfriend wants for her birthday this year is for me to do that threesome scene from Challengers with her. You know, the one with Zendaya and the two guys. Now every time I have a buddy over at the house, she just looks at me and she starts doing the Trump dance. I don't want to call anybody out, by the way, but have you ever been in a public restroom and you catch somebody leaving the stall without washing their hands, and you want to scream at them because you think that that is so disgusting? Okay, please don't, because I don't like to be yelled at. Now, there's something that I've been noticing a lot lately. Have you guys ever seen these fuckboy babies before? Do you know what I'm talking about? Fuckboy babies? There are these infants who are wearing like hypebeast clothes and streetwear swag. Like tiny infants who, for some reason, look like there was a Supreme pop-up in the maternity ward. When did this happen? Like, when did parents decide that they wanted to start dressing their baby like he's the promoter at a club that only sells blue alcohol? I don't think that there's any good reason that a baby should look like he's about to come up to you at the club and be like, "Hey, mommy, why don't you come on back to my changing table? I got Baba service." What happened to babies dressed like sailors? You know, just like, give me fucking train conductor baby. You know, I just want a baby that's wearing a pumpkin like overalls. No more Miami babies. No more Fast and the Furious babies. Why are these babies dressed like Vin Diesel? And they act like him too. They're both bald and so obsessed with their family. You know what? I'll say it. I think babies have it too easy these days. They didn't suffer like cancel me. They didn't suffer how I had to suffer, getting dressed up and posing at a photo shoot at Sears, looking like Popeye. And our grandparents, when our grandparents were babies, they got dressed up like coal miners. Because they fucking were. Speaking of fashion, I have a fun fact for you guys. Do you guys know Doc Martens? Like the boots and the shoes? Okay. Do you know what kind of doctor Dr. Martens was?
Yeah.
He was a doctor in the Nazi army. Yeah, he thought that the standard issue German army boot was too uncomfortable, so he invented these. Which I think says a lot about what Germans think of comfort if Doc Martens were an upgrade. But can you imagine that commercial? Feet tired from invading Poland? Why not try out new boots that only take 10 years to break in? And you're goose stepping. Do it in comfort. Doc Martens. You would be surprised by the amount of our fashion icons today who were actually Nazis. Hugo Boss designed the uniforms. Coco Chanel was a Nazi spy. Kanye West produced their anthem. Adolf Hitler. I gotta stop watching that guy's Get Ready With Me TikToks. Now, I own 2 pairs of Doc Martens, and as a good Jew, I'm like, I gotta get rid of these fucking things. But as a better Jew, I'm like, I already spent the money. No, I was not a very fashionable baby. No, fuck it, that worked. When I was a kid, my mom had to keep taking me to the doctor because they couldn't figure out why my head was so big. The finest doctors in the state of New York described it as medically enlarged. And their initial diagnosis was pretty severe. You know that a disease is bad when they name it after the famous person who had it. I got diagnosed with Hey Arnold's. And I asked asked my mom about this. I was like, was it really that big? And she was like, you don't remember? That's why you're always the first out in dodgeball. So I keep going in, and they keep running all these tests on me, and finally, one day my dad comes with me to one of my appointments, and the doctors take one look at his head, and they go, oh, cancel the MRI, it's hereditary. And then when I was an adult, I had to keep going to the doctor because they couldn't figure out why my penis was so small. But once they saw my father's. All right, that's my time, guys. Thank you.